Holy cow, so freaking pod.
Chapter
6. Hello again. I'm Cherry-Doom.
I'm Charles.
And I'm Chad.
I will read us the summary. Christian drives Anna back to her and Kate's apartment and initiates Anna to his very unique tastes in music. They arrive and discover that Elliot and Kate have had a far more fruitful and sex-having night than they have. The brothers leave, and Kate extracts the juicy gossip from Anna and primps her up for her evening date with Christian. Christian takes Anna to his hella sweet crib by helicopter. By giving her a helicopter ride. Anna signs a binding non-disclosure agreement without even looking at it, because she's a fucking idiot. Christian reveals his playroom, and Anna's inner monologue utters a single "holy fuck," and we are cliffhung until the next chapter.
What's gonna happen? It was a pretty good summary.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I guess we should just throw out our pet theories then.
Okay, I've thrown them out. They're gone.
Oh no.
No,
Right,
I changed my mind. Let's talk about them.
Okay, good thing I had them on a string.
Yeah,
I'm reeling them back in.
Would you keep a pet bee on a string?
Yeah. So my pet theory, I have 1.5 pet theories. The first one is that the helicopter, Charlie Tango, contains the spirit of Bella's dad, Charlie from Twilight. Sort of like Knight Rider, if you think about it. So when Christian says that he's flying the helicopter, it's actually the spirit of Charlie and not Christian flying the helicopter.
Or the show My Mother the Car.
Whoa, that was a real show?
Yeah.
I've never seen
Wasn't
it.
it also
I never
a film?
The ghost of a family's mom becomes a car. I don't know much about it at all, except that it was ridiculous.
Sounds like kind of a Freaky Friday, except the child is a car.
What would the car do in like the child's body?
That's a good question.
Oh man.
Would it just
Drink gasoline? Ugh.
would it just be like what's the buggy from that cartoon?
The copycat show of Jabberjaw
Yeah,
and
but it's a car.
Scooby-Doo, but it's a car instead of a shark or a dog.
Oh.
And the
hang
buggy like
on.
splutters like a
Yeah.
car. It's weird. It's a weird concept for a show.
So Charlie Tango must just be like grumbling nonstop because he knows what he like. Because Christian is basically like
Yeah, he's
tying her up inside of him.
There's many layers to this.
so cheesy. He's probably just like, I never asked for this. To build on my previous theory, which is that Anna is a steak, I had another dream about this podcast where I was trying to argue that a hot dog, just one hot dog, figures in hugely into the plot. And I was saying things like, Christian's arm is a hot dog in that one scene. Like, that's important. And Anna's desires, they're heavily symbolized by the hot dog. But I couldn't make that into like a theory. But like, what is it with the meat food and 50 Shades of
Are
Grey
you a
dreams?
vegetarian?
I'm not anymore. I used to be.
Like how long ago did you switch?
Like 4 months ago, maybe 3. So it's been recent.
Maybe that has to do with it.
Yeah, maybe I consider meat like a forbidden pleasure.
You've got meat guilt.
Oh my god, yes, meat is like as forbidden as BDSM for you.
Oh my goodness.
Dark carnal desire.
I do have a little meat guilt, I admit it, but I'm getting over it. Anyways, yeah, Cherry Dooms, please.
Mine is just that the door is an actual time portal to the 1500s, the door to the playroom. And the rest of the book takes place during the actual Spanish Inquisition. And Anna has to sign the non-disclosure agreement because Christian has time travel technology that he doesn't want anyone to know about.
I guess this is a little meta, but I mean, since we already know all the things about like the BDSM aspect, does that just mean that like since the book is from Anna's perspective, she's just misinterpreting the Inquisition?
Maybe.
Okay, if that's the case, what do you think that Christian is trying to get her to admit?
that she's not a human.
That she's not a human?
Or that she is a time traveler too.
She believes in like in an inner goddess, so that's pretty blasphemous.
Oh, it's blasphemy.
Oh,
So-
that's true, yeah.
I thought he was gonna maybe get her to admit that, like, she liked kinky stuff.
Seems-
A real forceful way of going
that's
about
yeah,
it.
that's both direct and roundabout.
All right, what about you, Chad?
I have a bunch, but most of them are pretty short. So the first one, I forget exactly what was said last episode, but it made me think that perhaps Anna and Christian are the gatekeeper and the keymaster from the Ghostbusters. So it had something to do with like getting together in order to unleash a god, I think. Don't remember exactly what it was.
That's right. I said that the goddess only appeared after they kissed. So
Right,
I was
okay.
thinking that he like implanted it in her.
Yeah, that's what I was working off of.
That's like the second Ghostbusters movie, isn't it?
Kind of.
Sort of.
Kind of, yeah.
There's the baby.
Yeah, the
I
baby
guess.
one, yeah. Where like the lady gets all like crazy and weird, and there's a cult.
That happens in both movies.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
Well,
the
I
first...
think the second movie is way crazier.
She
because
gets
of that.
crazier. She gets crazy in the second movie. First movie, I mean.
Yeah, she's not crazy at all in the second one.
She's just trying to get her baby back.
Yep. So my second one is that there's a couple lines in the chapter where they're talking about Anna's name, and it's pretty brief. The lines are like, Anna asks Christian, like, why do you insist on calling me Anastasia? And he responds, because it's your name. So obviously Dorian Gray knows that she's Anastasia, last princess of Russia.
Right.
And he knows because he's psychic, which also comes up. Like Anna says that he's telepathic.
And it's spooky.
Doesn't that kind
Very
of follow the
spooky.
movie, the Anastasia movie as well? Because her name, like, she didn't think that
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
Anastasia, and then they like started calling her that.
Yeah, then they eventually start calling it. Names have power. Also, full disclosure, I kind of do this too with people. I tend to call them by their full names, even if most people call them by their nickname. Not like for any reason. It's just usually when I'm introduced to them, I learn their full name first, and I just stick with it. It's a bad habit.
Full as in first and last?
Just
or
first.
Just, like...
Just first.
Okay,
Like there
I
was
see.
one girl I went to high school with who everyone called Chrissy, but I just always called her Christine because for some reason, I don't know why, I never switched.
You always called
but-
her Christian because she was Christian Grey.
So another one, this ties back into them not being human, is that they finally succeed in like killing Kate because she melts.
Oh shit!
She melts into a puddle of goo that can somehow still communicate with Anastasia. So
And help her get sexy.
yeah. It just envelops Anastasia, and Anastasia's just wearing Kate for the rest of the chapter.
Oh boy.
So the last theory, something very exciting happens in this chapter, and Anna signs a contract. So I'm wondering if she's going to become a magical girl.
But what is the tiny animal that gives her the powers?
Does that make Christian QB?
Yeah,
Oh boy.
it kind of fits in.
It's terrifying.
He is pretty terrifying. He's creepy. He has like ulterior motives. He's conniving.
I wonder what the downfall of the contract will be then. Well, I mean, she didn't even fucking read it.
No, she didn't. That's a problem in magical girl shows. they usually just jump into the contract.
Right, they don't know the extent of the commitment they're getting into as a warrior of justice.
So that's all for me.
Those were good. I'm proud of everybody. Let's jump right in with the grammar stuff. When I was looking at it, I decided that I would ignore pretty much everything and just bring up this one thing. And here's the quote. Then it's Angel Claire's high ideals. Well, for most of the book anyway. This is after Christian says something like, if you don't sign the contract, then we'll have high ideals and not do any crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't quite put my finger on what is not right about that sentence. I don't like the part that says well for most of the book anyway. It just doesn't sound right.
He does that again earlier, when he says, what happened in the elevator? It won't happen again. Well, not unless it's premeditated. I think it's just a punctuation problem. I think it should be either there should be a period before well, or a semicolon even, maybe?
Yeah.
Or a dash, like that was after what happened in the elevator. Yeah, I don't think it flows correctly as a thought that is being interjected in the middle of another thought.
Yeah. Do you think maybe that the author can't really deal with like awkward silence, or not awkward silences, but silences in the middle of sentences? Because those would really have worked better.
Possibly.
Like Angel Claire's high ideals ... for most of the book anyway. That still doesn't fix it for me, but like that's something. You see, I don't know how unnatural it is to say like blah blah blah. Well, blah blah blah. Like I couldn't say that I never say that.
Hey, you just did it.
But that was only for the sake of example.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or was it?
Or was it?
I do think it's a punctuation thing.
I mean, yeah, please tell me, Chad,
Here-
like, what do
well-
you think my problem is?
Hmm?
I said, please tell me what you think my problem is with this sentence, because I don't know.
Your problem. Well, I don't know if I can help you there.
Oh, come on. No, I mean about with English speaking.
Well, let me try like a reading, just like with the suggestion basically that Cherry Doom gave with either like a semicolon or a period, basically a full stop, because it really,
Okay.
to me, it should read like, then it's Angel Claire's high ideals. Well, for most of the book anyway, something like that.
It just doesn't read
It's not a smooth sentence either
rhythmically
way, yeah.
the way it should, I think.
I think that the premise of, like, well, that Angel Claire is a book character was... I mean, like, I get that he's from Tess of the D'Urbervilles, but, like, then it's Angel Claire's high ideals. Well, for most of the book anyway. Like, I don't like the way that she brings up the book in that way.
Yeah.
Or he should have said, like, for the most part. Like, why the book? Stop. He's a character. Like, it's cool. You don't have to say, like, he's a butt character.
Well, I think
But-
what she's saying is that he has high ideals for most of the book.
Oh, of
and then
course
somehow they
she
get
is,
compromised. Yeah, but like she doesn't do it well. There's like an agreement error, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to angle for. I think it's like some kind of linguistic thing that I really, for some reason, just intrinsically don't agree with.
Yeah, I don't agree with it either. It doesn't read well at all. It's confusing.
Yeah, that was my grammar issue as well.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Chad, do you have one?
I have two, and they're very quick. One is on the first page of this chapter. Here is the sentence. Please tell me what's wrong with it. I want this man desperately, and he wanted me.
I guess it could be that she's not sure if he wants him anymore.
Now there's a tense change. Like,
Yeah, wanted.
She wants him now, and she knows that he wanted her in the past, but maybe not now.
We'll see that works then, kind of.
no, it doesn't. It's still
You
just
really
bad
don't
writing.
think so?
Well, I mean, I understand what she was going for, but
Okay, so wait, if she was a good writer, we would accept it. But since we know that she's a bad writer, this tense switching is
I
unacceptable.
think if she was a good writer, she would make it more clear.
yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
like, I want this man desperately, and then she'd probably ask herself, like, does he still want me, or something like that.
Yeah, that's
Or-
way better.
or she would. Yeah, it would be two different sentences.
Yeah.
Or like I want this man desperately, and at one point he. I don't know.
I want this man, and maybe for a second he wanted me too.
That's really good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that sounds fine. Second one is this is a really stupid thing that she did, and also that I picked out. So page 84, there's a line when Anna and Kate are talking. This is as soon as Christian and Elliot leave, Kate immediately asks, "So did you?" Here's the whole phrase. "So did you?" Kate asks as we watch them climb into the car and drive off, the burning curiosity evident in her voice. Yeah, I think it's pretty evident since she asked a direct, straightforward question.
What do you mean?
Well, it seems silly to like, I don't know, this is maybe just a little too nitpicky, but it seems silly to say that like she has evident burning curiosity. She asked a direct question. It's pretty obvious.
You seem to have a lot of problems with people asking questions and then having their interrogative qualities described afterwards.
Yeah, you don't. I notice this too. Like with anything, you don't like it when they are described in like ways that are admittedly a little bit wacky. Like what I might have said here instead, if I wanted the burning curiosity to be like a thing. So did you? Kate asks with burning curiosity, like not evident in her voice, just like with that, and then she goes, "No."
Yeah,
Like
I
that's
can
a little
see
bit
that.
better.
That would be fine. Or just like describing just her tone of voice itself. Like it doesn't, it's clear that she's curious.
Or how about this? Like Kate asks us, blah, 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 her voice burning with curiosity.
Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, it is the same thing, but I was just testing you to see if you can say yes to some iteration of this.
But you gave the same iteration.
Get on my level, Chad.
No. I don't know. I think I would probably just describe Kate rather than her. Or if I were going to describe her tone of voice, it would probably describe her intensity.
I would prefer that it was done with like body language instead. Like maybe she's like,
Yeah, that's really what I was thinking. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think it's a problem to always describe if a person's, asking a question and there's like slight curiosity or something. You say they ask with a hint of curiosity or slight curiosity. It's kind of a weird thing. I just think that she does she over describes so much, and especially
Yeah.
with like explicitly telling you what a character is thinking when it should be obvious from their actions.
right. I was just thinking as you were saying this that it really is like telling and not showing. Like the word curiosity, like you're saying like right there, it's her being curious. But like, why don't you describe like the way that manifests itself? That would be better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a good problem to have. I think that's fine.
And that's all.
Americants. I only have one quote. Why did you give me Tessa the D'Urberville specifically? That specifically, like I've complained about it before. This isn't the first time we've seen it. There it is again. I think that needs to go in the middle of the sentence. Like, why did you give me? Why did you specifically give me Tessa the D'Urbervilles? Like, can we get like a linguist in here to tell me why I have a problem with this? Maybe it has to do with the dialect that I grew up with. But I just that never sounds good to me. That sounds very much like shitty. I'm talking to a computer. I never have gone outside to talk to people.
Yeah, we need someone from the West Coast.
I do the specifically thing. Yeah, I really do.
I don't like that, Chad. You need to stop.
I'm sorry. Well, because here's how I would ask that sentence. It would just
Chad is the exception that proves all these rules.
I'm just a horrible nerd.
Uh-oh, I need to explode at you about that saying. Do you know that exception that proves the rule is actually like it's a different meaning of prove. It doesn't mean that he is like
Yeah, I was thinking,
Okay.
I had a feeling that I was using that wrong.
I don't know. It's different. I could even be misremembering, but that's something that's worth looking into at some point.
Wait, you mean that's a spoiler?
No, it's not a spoiler, but like
Oh.
it's a spoiler that I don't understand the English language.
I don't know if anybody does, really.
Anyways.
Alright, anyway.
Alright, so Cherry Doom, do you have any Americans?
Yeah, I had two. I'm not sure if these are actually this might just say a thing where I don't know about this. Let's see. Well, they're flying. Christian has told her that it'll take less than an hour to fly to Seattle. She says, less than an hour to Seattle. That's not bad going. That sounds really...
That's actually something that I would say.
Oh no.
I would probably say, like, goings. Not bad goings. Like, yeah, it sounds kind of southern.
Yeah, that does sound really southern.
Yeah, that's something I would say, like, in a corny way, not a serious way.
I mean, I've said good going, but that's usually in reference to... That's what I used to think GG meant. In context of video games.
Oh, like GG. No, I think of, like,
good going!
Good game, isn't it? Good game, good
Yeah,
luck.
I know.
GLHF. I think of like smooth sailing, like easy going. Like that's easy going. That's good going.
Yeah, I guess I've never really thought about the opposite of good going.
Good going.
Or used it as bad going. But even though that is obvious, I guess. I don't know.
It's still awkward.
And the other one is, he says come all the time. Just
everybody
come.
does. Kate does too.
I wonder if this is just trying to get the phrase come by itself in there as many times as possible before they have sex.
Maybe, but like, you know what it reminds me of? Like, what is that movie? Is it The King and I, where the lady goes like to see the king of Siam and like teaches kids or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it sounds like something he would say, like come to my palace. Like it's...
Yeah, and so I don't know if this is British or just him being dominating.
I just think it's dramatic, and maybe it is British as well. But
and I mean, I think it's the way he orders her around and stuff is definitely domineering. But I would definitely like pick this out if someone kept saying this to me. Be like, what are you saying?
Yeah, like why are you talking like that? Please stop. Okay, so that was the last of your...
Yeah.
Okay, Chad.
Oh, I just wanted to make a comment on the like cum thing. I really think it's just because she doesn't really have any other idea how to make someone seem assertive. Because like Kate does it, Christian does it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I do think that there's probably, maybe not entirely intentionally, just the like subtext. I had that's not bad going, but that's taken already. So I have two others. One is Anna internally says "thank heavens," which is just funny. It's her being a grandma again.
Wait, what? Commercial. Oh, thank heaven. Oh, it's 7-Eleven. Okay. I had to think about that.
Well done.
And the other one, she refers to the like helipad attendant as an old timer.
Yeah, I have that under phrasing. Do you think that's a British thing?
No, I don't think it's a British-ism. I think it's like E.L. James trying to do American slang but failing.
Yeah, I don't think anybody I feel like I don't hear anybody say old timer outside of like someone calling their slightly older partner in a police movie an old timer.
Try to keep up, old timer.
Or Sonic, maybe.
Sonic.
Whoa!
That's a good impression.
Thanks.
The other place that I think of it is in like movies set in like the 30s or the 20s, maybe a little bit earlier, like turn of the century sort of stuff. Like really really young kids calling people old timer. That's about it. Like maybe like in like Newsies style sort of time period.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay, so now we're on to general stupid shit. Holy gosh. This chapter was a goldmine for bad lines. There are so many. Here we go. Quote, "Laters, baby," said by Christian.
And Elliot.
And Elliot. Wait, really? He says laters,
Elliot.
baby? Oh.
Elliot says
Elliot
it first.
says it first,
Ah!
and then Christian
He's imitating him.
does it too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
because,
must have blocked that out.
because it's obvious that Anna is jealous at the way Elliot is being
Oh, right. So he's, like...
affectionate, and Christian is not.
Christian's also mocking his brother.
Okay. He nods curtly at his driver, and we head into the building straight to a set of elevators. Elevator! Goes the inner monologue. It reminds me so much of like something Snake would say, not to get on the video game train here, since we already said Sonic, but Chad, would you oblige us?
I don't know if I can do elevator in a snake voice.
What if I read it to you and then you say elevator?
I don't have a reading, so maybe we should just do this as our
Oh,
reading.
sure, okay.
Snake, head into the building, straight to a set of elevators.
Elevator! Snake, head into the building, straight to the set of elevators.
Elevator? That's terrible.
That's pretty good.
I need to smoke more.
Snake, head into the building, straight to the set of elevators.
Elevator.
Oh, that was so
See?
good.
I told you. All this just so Chad would say elevator. You need to appreciate us more, listeners. The next line that I hate. Room is the wrong word. It's not a room. It's a mission statement. No, I'm pretty sure it's a room.
That's a very good line.
It could be both a room and a mission statement.
What is the mission statement?
Yeah, good question. Why don't you tell me? The mission statement is I am rich.
Yeah, I aim to have a big room. That's my
Oh
mission.
no, he aims to please. Sorry. Has he already said that in the text? I think he has.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think he has.
He definitely says I am to please at least once. Okay,
Okay.
well, moving on. He drags me over to an elevator shaft, and after tapping a number into the keypad, the doors open. It's warm inside and all mirrored glass. I can see Christian to infinity everywhere I look, and the wonderful thing is, he's holding me to infinity too. Well, first of all, it sounds like he's gonna throw her down the elevator shaft.
Yeah.
Like, he drags her over. And then when they're in the elevator, holding me to infinity, that's actually just a reflection. He's not really holding you to infinity. Like, are you...
Well, I'm sure she knows.
I don't
that.
know if she does know that.
I actually had that as one of the things that I thought was good about the chapter.
Oh, really?
But maybe,
Okay.
I don't know. I like you know, infinity mirror images just because they're super creepy, and I just like that was in there.
Yeah, we'll talk about it
Anyway.
when we talk about favorite things. Because there were actually some favorite things this chapter for us.
Oh, good.
Alright, the next line. It's a very big place you have here. Big? Big. It's big, he agrees. But at first I thought this might be some weird double talk about his penis size, but no, it's just bad dialogue.
That's what I thought too, and I also thought maybe Goldilocks.
Oh, I see.
No, not Goldilocks. Fuck. Little
This,
Red Riding
this
Hood.
porridge is too big. This porridge is too small. This porridge is just big enough.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Alright, what big teeth you have.
It's a very big place you have here.
Big.
All the better to fuck you in.
That's...
Not make love.
Oh geez, and that brings us to our next quote. Here we go.
No, Anastasia, it doesn't. Firstly, I don't make love. I fuck. Hard. Secondly, there's a lot more paperwork to do. And thirdly, you don't yet know what you're in for. You can still run for the hills. Come, I want to show you my playroom.
There are many things wrong with this. The most hilarious being, firstly, I don't make love, I fuck hard. That's terrible. How can anybody live that way?
I mean, maybe that's just what he's into.
I mean, you have to do it at least once in your life just to know that you don't like it.
I suppose maybe he has though, and maybe he didn't. Maybe he was molested, and they did it very lovingly and slow,
Whoa.
and so now he does it hard, so he doesn't.
Interesting pet theory. We'll have to see later if that's true.
Also, she's like, "Oh, that sounds so hot." Like, if she's, I don't know, if she's a virgin, that would fucking terrify me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It occurs to me just now, she couldn't run for the hills because they came there by helicopter.
She could run down for the stairs.
Yeah,
maybe.
she could run down the stairs and then run and try to find some hills to run for. Next, and last for me.
But why are we looking at a playroom?
I'm mystified.
You want to play on your Xbox?
I ask. He laughs
Oh,
loudly.
God.
Ha ha! No, Anastasia. No Xbox. No PlayStation. Come.
In fact, it's neither game console, but liquid orgasm byproduct.
Oh, I see.
That was just so goofy for so many reasons. Is that supposed to be like a stereotypical boy thing to like have like an Xbox? Is that why she put that in there?
I think so. It reminds me of a song by Liz Phair where she's dating a younger guy in the song, and she's like, he's playing his Xbox on the floor.
Does she sing it like that?
I don't think so.
To know why a contract over video games.
Maybe he's got some like next gen shit.
Never tell anybody that I'm Sephiroth Lover 69.
You guys have been on the forums. You know what LP is like. They don't want their LP spoiled.
That's true.
It's an NDA because he doesn't want anyone to know what he's really like in real life.
Yeah, a big nerd.
The persona must be sustained. Do you guys have some things that you want to talk about that are bad?
Of course. It won't happen again. Well, not unless it's premeditated. like how far premeditated is he's talking about how he won't kiss her again like he did in the elevator. What exactly, like, how long does it need to be premeditated? Like, how long did he, like...
That can't be conditional. If he says it will never happen again, they will never kiss again. That's the other thing that bothered me about this.
When he says premeditated, what is...
Premeditated.
Like, how far ahead does this need to be planned? Like, do they have to plan every kiss from now on?
Well, you see, that kiss even was, to some extent, premeditated.
Yeah,
like the second before he did
thought,
it.
okay, I'm gonna kiss her because she's looking hot in this elevator.
He literally says, fuck the paperwork. That's when he decides, and then he does it.
Yeah.
It was premeditated.
I mean, I guess, you know, the same could be said about murder, though. Like, at
That
some
doesn't
point
really-
you
yeah, that
decide to murder someone.
The same could be said about murder.
That's definitely... that definitely doesn't... that doesn't strike me as premeditated. I'm not saying that it isn't that he didn't necessarily premeditate it in some other way, but that's the way that it's written. It seems more like a moment of passion,
A crime of passion.
yeah. But like saying that he's going to premeditate that is really creepy.
Yeah.
I wasn't really understanding premeditated in the right way. That's like when you plan it out. Like, all right, 12
Yeah.
o'clock, midnight, Thursday, I'm gonna rob the bank. Like, 11
Exactly.
o'clock, Friday, kiss Anastasia. Here's how I'll do it.
Okay, she says he's nice to the, quote, old-timer at the helicopter office. And she thinks someone deserving of polite treatment from Christian Grey. But she keeps calling him polite all the time. Like, that's one of his qualities, is being polite.
I don't know. He's a little too alpha male to be polite.
But she says that, like, he's his normal polite self now. He's polite but distant.
Maybe it's because the contrast between his, like, his dom self and his outward self is, like, a
I
lot
think
for
it's
her.
supposed to be, like, the contrast between when people call him and he's like, Gray, give me that NDA right now. Where's Dubai?
Where's Dubai? I don't know.
He says when he's taking off in the helicopter, okay, Tower, PDX, this is Charlie Tango Golf, Golf Echo Hotel. And that stands for Christian Tango Gray, whatever his middle name is, that starts with T, Gray Enterprises Holdings. Just in case you guys didn't catch that.
I actually did not catch that.
So that's the name of his helicopter, I guess.
I couldn't remember what the H was, like what it would have stood for.
It's on the helicopter.
I know. I just wasn't thinking. I was like, it's his name, and then Gray Enterprise.
It stands
It's
for helicopter.
I didn't really spend much time thinking about the book, much like the author. So
She's doing a lot of, like, looking up from under her lashes, and I've been trying to do that. It's very difficult.
I don't think
do.
you, like, if this makes sense, like, you're not going to be looking, like, through the lashes themselves. What you do is you point your chin down, you look up, and, like, you just, like, look up at somebody. That's all you have to do. She explains how to do it, or rather, she explains it in this convoluted way, but, like, that's how you do it.
Maybe I just don't do that because I have glasses, and if I look up like that, I can't see anymore.
Yeah,
So
you
I'm
go-
looking up over the rims.
You won't be able to see anything. But at no point do you actually see your own eyelashes. It makes it sound like you do.
What we're doing... Okay, they're in the helicopter flying to Seattle. It looks otherworldly, unreal, and I feel like I'm on a giant film set. Jose's favorite film, maybe, Blade Runner. That's my favorite movie, by the way. The memory of Jose's attempted kiss haunts me. I'm beginning to feel a bit cruel for not calling him back. This is just another terrible segue. But that's just another thing where, like, she works backwards from what she wants to think about to what the tennis court...
Otherworldly, Blade Runner, yeah, okay, Jose, yeah, alright, okay,
Exactly.
yeah.
And finally, to the right is an imposing U-shaped sofa. I'm just thinking that, you know, sofas as being imposing is strange.
often.
Yeah.
Maybe the U shape is what's imposing, but, like, what is shaped like a U? Like, dicks?
when you read it just then, the impression that I got, even though I know exactly what it says and it makes perfect sense when you read it,
Oh,
is
shaped
that
like
it was
you?
just shaped like Anna. Yeah, whoever is seeing the couch, it's shaped like them.
Anna. This
Whoa,
couch
that
is
would be
shaped like
imposing.
you.
I'd be fucking scared.
I would be terrified. I would run away.
This couch is made for me.
I wouldn't put it past Christian to have an Anna-shaped couch.
Made free, just for me. I fit perfectly.
Exactly.
I don't have anything. You guys basically covered everything. So
Great! So now, instead of talking about sentences, we're going to talk about just how this is a bad chapter.
Okay.
So, where do we start? Christian listens to a lot of different things. Wow, he's so unique. Way. He listens to Elizabethan, choir music. Kings of Leon, and specifically the flower song. Do you see what I did with specifically there? I put it in the middle of my the flower song from Delibes' opera Lakme. Speaking as a formerly obsessive opera lover, I was crazy about it when I was 16. I used to go see it all the time. The Flower Duet is a pretty cool song, but it's been overused in so many works of media.
That's what I had written. Like, I'm amazed that she didn't, like, immediately... Like, if not... She probably wouldn't know the name, because I didn't know the name of it before I read this, and looked it up. But, like, she would have... I feel like she would have said, oh, this is that music they play when they're showing, like, an idyllic scene, or, like, slow-motion
like
scene where something ridiculous is happening in a comedy.
Basically the same as if you turn on the radio and it went... Bit, 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 bit.
I didn't recognize that, I'm sorry.
It's Carmen, it's from Carmen, the opera, which has been, it comes up a lot in pop culture. It's habanera if you want to look it up.
Okay.
Or like what else? Like the Barber Seville, Largo Affactotum, Figaro.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that because it gets so reused.
I have a fact about this song. It's been used at least once in a movie or TV show every year since 1990. And about 35 times before that in movies on IMDb. And lots of commercials.
You know, it's funny because in the opera, when they're getting along, they play it here. But when that's played, when the little motif comes up in the opera, it's when something bad is about to happen or is happening.
Ooh, interesting.
So, foreshadowing, maybe. But if Christian was a real opera fan, I think he probably would have other favorite songs. For instance, he might like Song to the Moon from the opera Rusalka, which I can't pronounce, I'm sorry. Sirens, get out of my life. That cheesed me off.
I was gonna say, like, the fact that she, like, doesn't recognize this it seems like a very strange thing where she doesn't know it, maybe because she doesn't pay attention to pop culture. Because of that, she's, like, missed this very classic piece of music.
I mean, something has to have happened to Anna that she's, like, completely sheltered. Because we talked about it, maybe, like, last episode, how, like, she doesn't seem to know anything. She doesn't seem to have, like, the sense of herself.
Well, but then she immediately identifies the Kings of Leon song that comes on.
That's true.
It's written incoherently.
I want to say it. I don't want to say it.
Alright, so I only had two other things.
Okay.
Here we go. Here's the other thing. Well, you said you liked Thomas Hardy, says Christian, on Asked Why He Gave Her the $1 billion books. But maybe what she really wanted was to be introduced to Bane. Maybe that's...
I would prefer... I don't know.
I prefer Bane.
And
I'm an English major.
I don't know if I would prefer to like, get $14,000 books that I could sell and have 14,000 times 3.
Yeah, but the experience with Bane is priceless!
God, that's a really tough decision.
I suggest we all sleep on it and talk about it in the next episode. So we'll do an update on that. I hate this thing where the person, and this is really in fictional works, I don't know about real life. Maybe it's a real life expectation as well. The person who's courting you has to perfectly know everything that you like. I don't like that. She has disappointment in her voice when asking him whether it's the only reason he got her the books. Like, if there wasn't some greater significance that there was. Why does there have to be? Like, isn't it enough that he knows you like books, that he wants to get you something nice?
I guess so. Maybe she's hoping that, like, he like, read the books and knows the books, and, like, or as opposed to just saying, she likes Thomas Hardy, let's look up, what books he wrote, and just get her whatever book that is.
But, like, you know, like, it's a thoughtful gift either way, like, if he knows that she likes it. Like, not everything has to be like, we have to share it, baby. Like, but the problem is then that it also is a little creepy if he can share it with her to that extent, and then he does share it with her to that extent.
Yeah, he's clearly read it.
The last thing that I had to say for my own stuff, the helicopter seatbelts are a Christian turn-on. Surely there's a problem with turning BDSM into cute, quirky manifestations like that. Like, okay, I don't really think helicopter seatbelts, if I was like a hardcore fetishist, I don't look at that and say like, yeah, like, get in my helicopter. Like, why don't you just buy like a body belt on eBay and do that instead?
I think it's just, I think if you're oriented that way, you kind of see that sort of thing in everyday life. It doesn't necessarily, like, you're not going to jerk off to it or something, but, like, you see...
Exactly.
You see, like, things in movies or, you know, you make connections.
Sure, I think you look at it and you say, like, oh, that's nice. But, like, it doesn't go beyond that. Whereas, like, he, like, straps her in the chair and he's like, you're hot like this. Like, I mean, and maybe it's okay, but it strikes me as a little bit, like, overdone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, too stereotypical, like, oh, the seatbelt turns me on, because it's kind of like BDSM. You know what, I lied. There's one more thing I want to say, which is, when they're in Christian's apartment, he offers her white wine, and please excuse me, I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation, because I don't speak any other language but English. It's, Poilly Fume. Pouilly-Fume. It is a wine that is anywhere from $9 to $796, based on some Googling that I did. Apparently it has a very particular aroma and flavor, which is described as smoky gunflint, quote unquote. In the book she says it's just like crisp, light, nice, or whatever, but to me that's strange, because it does have like a particular flavor, and that's the main draw of why you would buy it, which is why Christian is showing it off in the first place, so...
I feel like this is probably a wine that E.L. James has tasted, though.
Yes, well, undoubtedly.
So maybe that's just her interpretation of it, even if it's not, doesn't taste like guns. It doesn't taste like guns to her for some reason.
Well, it's FYI, it's because of the slate in the soil or something like that, apparently. But, or flint, excuse me, not slate.
Well, maybe it's supposed to be like a very, very, very like obtuse pun. If it's supposed to be smoky and gunflint.
Gray.
It's gray.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Alright, Cherry Doom, it's your turn now.
Okay. Kings of Leon. I feel like that really, really dates this book.
Yeah, it does.
Are they
in
a
the
thing
2000s?
anymore?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they're still kicking around, I guess.
Should have said the Beatles. Let's see. I don't understand. Honestly, his surname should be Cryptic, not Gray. Should his surname be Cryptic, not Gray?
Shouldn't his first name be Cryptic and not Gray?
Cryptic Gray.
Yeah, Cryptic Gray. Not Christian Cryptic.
Holdings, Cryptic Enterprising. I think it would make a better company name.
That is actually really cool, yeah.
God, I can't fucking talk. Cryptic Enterprises Holdings, Inc. Nope. All right.
No.
I liked what happened in the elevator, I murmur as I climb out of the car. I'm not sure if I hear an audible gasp, but I choose to ignore it as I head up the steps in front of me. He's does a lot of gasping at things she accidentally says about, being debased. If there are only two choices, I'll take the debasement, I whisper, gazing at him. My subconscious is staring at me in awe. He gasps.
Yeah, she says that, but I don't think that's really I don't think she knows what she's getting into.
Exactly, but I'm just he's doing he gasps every time she does something that's a little bit submissive.
I think he caught the gasping. He caught the gasping disorder from Anna, because she was gasping all the time, when they were first meeting and courting, and now he's doing it.
The music is on very briefly when the phone rings again. Holy hell, is this his life? Constant nagging phone calls? Gray, he snaps. Hi, Christian, did you get laid? Hello, Elliot. I'm on speakerphone, and I'm not alone in the car, Christian sighs. Who's with you? Christian rolls his eyes. Anastasia Steele. Hi, Anna. Anna. That's her, marveling at the fact that she's being called Anna, I guess, her inner monologue. Hello, Elliot. Heard a lot about you, Elliot murmurs huskily. Christian frowns.
Oh my God.
Don't believe a word Kate says. Elliot laughs. I'm dropping Anastasia off now. So, there's already this weird familiarity, and, first of all, I just realized this, that when he's saying, heard a lot about you, and Christian frowns, it's because Christian has been telling Elliot about her.
Are you sure?
I think that, and I think Anna misinterprets that and says, don't believe a word Kate says. And that gets Christian off the hook.
Oh, now I see.
For talking about Kate. Elliot laughs. I'm dropping Anastasia off now, blah, blah, blah. And then later, they meet Kate and Elliot in the apartment. Christian gives her a polite nod and glares at Elliot, who grins and rises to hug me too. Hi, Anna, he smiles, his blue eyes twinkling, and I like him immediately. So yeah, it's this very strange familiarity and hugging, despite...
Right, he's already very chummy with her.
Yeah, he already knows her, it seems like. Or, it's like when you meet someone who you've, heard a lot about, I guess. But, someone... I would say if you were meeting your brother's fiancé, not just someone he's...
I mean, most of the time you just say, heard a lot about you, and that's it.
Yeah, it's very strange, and I'm thinking that, this is a strange thing where Christian and Elliot have conspired to distract Kate with Elliot at the bar so that Christian can whisk Anna away.
That's fucked.
Out from under the watchful gaze of Kate.
A
And it's
way
very creepy.
more-
That's all. Basically, I don't understand what's going on here, and it's like they sort of cross-fucked. Like, the brothers fucked the roommates, and now they get to hug. Because they're familiar.
So here we go. This is my... I'm not going to say it's a rebuttal, but it's kind of like a theory as to why Elliot may respond this way to Anna. Eskimo brothers. Have you guys heard of this?
Yes.
Nope.
Okay, so that's not exactly what applies here. Eskimo brothers is when two guys have sex with the same girl. You are Eskimo brothers in that case. And also, I'm sorry for using the term Eskimo if that offends anybody. I came up with a concept called Eskimo cousins, which I made up one night while, like, extremely intoxicated during my early 20s partying phase, which was, like, last year, so, you know. Eskimo cousins is when you and somebody else have had sex with the same set of siblings, but not the same person. So if Kate and Anna were siblings, everybody coming out of that situation would be an Eskimo cousin, but that's obviously not the case. That's just, like, an example for the sake of, explaining. But as it is, the most complicated Eskimo family tree you can get is just, like, based on our own assumptions of the book. Kate and Anna had sex when Kate was doming her. Therefore, she's the Eskimo sibling of Elliot. And Kate and Anna are Eskimo cousins because they fucked or will fuck the same set of siblings.
Oh my god. I like it.
It's all about the Eskimo cousins and brothers. All right.
Can I give a really, like, unfun meta explanation?
Sure.
A theory?
Yeah, sure.
The author doesn't know how else to write someone as being likable, and that's what she wants you to think here, is that he's instantly likable.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, oh, so he's really friendly. He gives a hug. He's friendly. He's open. Because she can't write people.
Oh, he's twinkling. Oh shit, his blue eyes are twinkling. He's Dumbledore, who's in Anastasia's brain.
He's secretly giving Anna the help that she needs, but now he's, like, revealing himself to her. The twinkle in his eye.
Yeah, Elliot is Anna's subconscious.
With a wink and a twinkle, he disappears out the door forever, but he'll be back.
Forever, but he'll be back.
They keep bringing up where Christian, like, keeps tucking Anna's hair behind her ear, and I just want her to get this fucking hair under control.
Sometimes it's not possible.
I understand that, but it's like a weird, invasive thing where I understand that they kissed, but he did this even before.
That's something a Dom would say, to tell someone, get in control all the time. Turn him. And Christian.
See, because he has the same problem as you, which is why he's always fixing it.
I guess so. I know, it's very, like, I hate the thing. I feel like I see this all the time. We're like, oh, I'm gonna tuck my hair behind my ear, and it's like a sexy thing to do to someone else.
It's an invasive thing that he can do that isn't overtly sexual. That's why she does that. Yeah.
Well, I think it's because one of his secret hobbies that we don't know about yet that's expensive is that he's like a world-class hairstylist, and Anna just can't get it together.
She can't get us together.
After this one drunken night, Anna's totally, like, stopped denying her attraction to Christian with, like, in front of Kate. Like, she's like, oh, you like him now? And she's like, yep, I like him. You want to have sex with him? Yep, I do. Like, it's weird.
It was a little weird.
It really rubs up against, like, the other characterization. I mean, this keeps happening. She's really bad at it, the author.
Yeah.
She's really inconsistent about this.
She was saying that she should have borrowed one of Kate's dresses so that she would look sexier, but she is wearing Kate's jacket on their helicopter date, and I'm wondering, is it okay to borrow your roommate's clothes if there's a chance that you'll have sex in the clothes?
But a jacket?
I mean, all kinds of things can happen, but, like, if she had worn the dress...
Christian might, like... Never mind.
No, say it.
No,
say it.
I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Nope.
Say the thing.
Say it.
Nope.
Say that thing.
Say that thing.
Say that thing.
Say that thing.
I was going to say it might be like Chekhov's jacket where while they're, like, having sex, Christian's like, okay, just put this jacket over your head. And, like, I can't deal with your unruly hair, your scruffiness, mousy Anna.
I could sort of see where it might be a thing where some people, especially people who write fan fiction, sometimes have a thing where it's really hot to, like, only get half undressed. You just, like, want to fuck so bad that you can't even take the jacket off.
Sure, but, like, a jacket? Like, I could understand shirt or pants or everything else.
A dress.
Yeah, dress especially is the classic.
But, like, if Anna had fucked in this dress, if Anna had borrowed this dress and there was a chance that she would fuck in it, is that okay?
Well, the only way I can answer this question is, like, my own personal feelings on it, right? Like, because, like, are you basically asking me, like, what if your roommate did this to you?
Yeah.
See, it's funny because it's usually the opposite situation because I'm a tiny baby. A lot of people can't borrow my clothes, but I can always borrow somebody else's clothes because you can wear something that's too big. Okay, let's say like it's a dress that makes the other person look sexy. So this is probably like one of my nice dresses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if she washes it, no, I don't care. As long as like nothing gets on it, if you know what I mean.
What if something does, though? Do you not ever want that dress back, or does it have to be like washed, dry cleaned, and then washed again?
Has to dry clean it, or buy me a new one because that's gross.
All right.
Well, I do have this other pet theory that I haven't really mentioned where, like, where Anna definitely and possibly Kate, they're involved in they're playing a long con.
A long con.
Ooh.
And so maybe, like,
oh my god, you're right, because, because...
They're teaming up together.
Wow, Anna Steele finally falling for a man, and it's Christian Grey, hot, sexy billionaire. Oh yeah, it's all about the money, I smirk, and we both fall into a fit of giggles.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I was basically going to say, like, she would borrow Kate's dress, and then they would use the dress to incriminate Christian Grey the same way that Bill Clinton was incriminated. I don't know why it would have to be Kate's dress, but I mean, it strengthens their friendship or something. I don't know.
Because it's less likely to be taken off.
Because they're
fucking...
co-conspirators.
They share everything.
And Anna doesn't have any dresses. 'Cause she's a tomboy, but not at all.
Tomboy.
Yeah.
It's Chad's turn.
I have a couple things. This is like situational, like bad. Kate again. She's suspicious of Christian Grey when he walks in, and like still. Kate, she knew Elliot had to have said something that like, oh, Anna's going off with Christian, and it's like she's really suspicious, but also she's like, ooh, whatever, Anna, ooh, with a guy, and then once they're alone, immediately like they have this stereotypical girl out where she's like, oh, you were with Christian, what happened? And like this is still despite her apparent reservations. It's weird to me. Like. Which side is she on? Like, obviously she wants Anna to be happy, but like she doesn't like Christian. Why is it doesn't make sense?
Because she's passing the torch to Christian. Because she was the old
some stuff about Anna's expressions. She keeps like frowning and pouting when she's like having thoughts, just like apropos of nothing to the people around her.
Yeah,
she just starts.
Yeah, if someone's like watching her, she probably just goes through a lot of very strange facial expressions.
Yeah.
She's not saying anything.
She's just staring off into space, making expressions, thinking about her past. And then Kate melts, and that's funny. And then I forgot to write down the page, but the entire like conversation that Anna and Kate are having about like her and Christian and like going off to Seattle, I don't understand why there's like this coy, like almost euphemistic, not quite talking about like doing it dialogue. It's really weird.
Well, what
like,
are you referring to? Because I'm not sure if I picked up on that.
Well, okay, so Kate's first question is, so did you? She doesn't ask
oh,
like,
right, okay.
Did you fuck or something like that? And then like, so did you? And then like later on, Anna's like, you obviously did though. And then Christian's taking me to Seattle this evening. Seattle? Yes. Maybe you will then. Oh, I hope so. You like him then?
I misunderstood. I thought you were talking about a more clever euphemism.
No, it wasn't. It's not actually euphemistic.
They're just not finishing their goddamn thought.
They're just not saying it.
Struggling because I was looking for a more complicated answer than the simple, stupid answer.
Sorry, no.
No, it's okay.
I think that's very indicative of hookup culture, where it could mean anything. Being a blowjob or,
Yeah, it can mean anything
intercourse, or just heavy making out on the couch. And some dry humping.
But does that make
all
sense?
Count as did you.
But does that, like, contextually make sense here? Because...
I think sort of it does, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's if the reader's naive, the reader won't know. If the reader is not naive, the reader will know. So it's basically whatever standpoint you're coming from, you'll get in some way that she's talking about something sometime.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Yoo-hoo!
Helpful. Like, I don't have a problem with talking about something like this way.
Yeah, but
I
why
don't-
not
it
talk
doesn't-
about it like openly if you're friends?
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to do it this way, unless Anna's just that sensitive, but it doesn't seem that way all
And
the
it's
time.
silly
It's hard.
because like
It's
certainly
very-
the reader is not sensitive. We're reading a book about fucking sex.
Yeah, but I mean, you might not have known that when you first got the book, but yeah,
No.
we're kind of looking at it from a different perspective than initial readers.
I suppose we are.
But I mean, if you read it online, you definitely knew.
But then I suppose like plot shock in that case. So like, okay, we're not gonna put in the sexy things yet, and then like suddenly it's like, bam, all that stuff to
Yeah.
overwhelm the reader.
Yeah, it's very strange. Page 90, Anna's referencing Christian saying that him like taking a girl up in his helicopter is an unusual thing. And she's like, oh, that was an unexpected answer. And then she has another line. It's like, oh, the sleeping thing, perhaps? Like, yeah.
I'm surprised she, like, that's not immediately what she... I mean, that's obviously what he was talking about. I feel like they should know what they're talking about.
Yeah, it should be clear.
Not only that, but, like, from, like, a writing perspective, that was just, like, in the last chapter.
For us, it was weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right, and that's all I have.
I propose that we have some Jose facts, which I'll present to you guys. Jose has been calling Anna Mondo of times. Here's the quote. I also have the Jose issue. He's left 3 messages and 7 missed calls on my cell. He's also called home twice. Okay, so let's count it up, guys. That is 9 phone calls. That's 3 text messages. Which, to me, is surprising because it's way easier to spam messages. Or does she mean voice messages?
Probably voice messages.
Oh, okay.
This might be pre-text craze.
Or even if it wasn't pre-text craze, it's a sign of the author's age.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Kate has been very vague to where I am. He'll know she's still covering for me. Kate doesn't do vague, but I've decided to let him stew. I'm still too angry with him. Why do you even bother talking to him ever again? You need to pick up the phone and say, Jose, never mind, we're never talking again. Compounded with his previous behavior at the bar, kissing her without consent after she said no and being creepy, this guy's not healthy. To him, I would say, Jose, my bro. Everyone makes mistakes. Roll with the punches, move on, get therapy, forget about Anna. Also, as Cherry mentioned, his favorite movie is Blade Runner. That's a Jose fact. That's what he's been doing.
I have things to say about Jose.
Thing to say about Jose?
What if he really wants to apologize?
Then he can leave one message that says, I fucked up the other day. I know it's been really horrible. I'm really sorry. Then he wouldn't call her again, and he would wait for her to respond to him at her leisure. I mean, I can understand, like, the guilt eating up inside, but it's not proper.
Yeah, and while I understand that, like, this is terrible that she would, like, feel guilty for not calling him back, I think it's very
It's an okay feeling to have, but she's almost, like, too emotionally separated from it.
A woman might internalize this guilt for something that was done to her.
My thing is to say about that, yes, I think you're right, Cherry Doom. The guilt gets internalized. It is okay to feel guilty. Also, what I'm saying more is that she seems to be playing with it a bit, like, I'll let him stew for a while, like, not like, oh, I feel guilty that this happened, like, damn, like, because I think, well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, she's like, oh, I feel guilty, but what he did was really bad, so I should punish him a little bit.
Well, like, the real way to punish him is, like, to not ever talk to him again. But, like, it's she's doing it in such, like, a little, like, game-playing way, like, I'll just talk to him later. Not like, wow, what happened was serious. Maybe I should rethink a little bit.
See, women do play games.
The real way to punish him is to show up at his photo gallery by helicopter with Christian Grey, and then just have sex with Christian Grey at the photo gallery. Like,
all of his paintings get blown off the wall by the helicopter. Paintings, photographs, sorry.
That would be so funny. We could write a much better book than this.
I think most people probably could.
If only the 3 of us combined our powers and made an alternate universe 50 Shades of Grey novel.
Anna says explicitly that she relates, like, her night to Kate when she finally meets up with Kate again. But it doesn't come up that, like, Jose did a bad thing. It's like, it doesn't come up, and they're like,
oh yeah,
broing out about Christian Grey. And then, like, later, obviously they talked about it because, like, Kate's, you know, helping Anna dodge Jose's calls. But it's kind of weird that it didn't come up at all.
I bet that in an earlier draft, everybody saw what Jose was doing, and they were in the bar.
Maybe.
Because then Kate would obviously know.
Yeah.
Get out! Stop it!
I think she would be like, oh, those 2 are finally getting together.
But then when she understood that Anna was being like, no, she'd be like, oh no! And then Christian would come in and everybody would be like, yay!
And then it ends with the dance montage.
And then everybody clapped. Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when they're talking about, like, so did you, didn't you? She's very happy because she's with this new boyfriend and she's seeing him again this evening. She cannot contain her excitement and happiness, and I can't help but feel happy for her. A happy Kate. This is gonna be interesting. Seems like between her and Anna, she's the happier one. I think Anna's just being jealous and weird, as she admits that she can't control her envy. Kate is having the more conventional romance, which Anna could probably be jealous of. I mean, I'm sure the novelty of dating someone like Christian's, you know, very interesting, especially for someone who hasn't dated before, but given a choice between the 2 men's, I think I'd rather go with the more conventional one, at least right now.
Yeah.
Someone who isn't gonna stifle me with his weird bullshit and helicopter seatbelts.
Now that Kate has been fucked, she's totally cool with Anna and Christian. She's not warning her anymore and
so
wants
strange.
to help make her irresistible. That sort of ties into my theory that Elliot was sent to pass by Kate with his dick.
That's pretty demented.
I mean, and it actually is kind of basically in the text that, like, she's quote unquote compliant Kate, it's really unnerving.
Female compliance. Under Kate's tireless and frankly intrusive instruction, there's no commas there, by the way, my legs and underarms are shaved to perfection, my eyebrows plucked, and I am buffed all over. What do you mean buffed all over? First of all, I just noticed this. What does that mean?
Exfoliation,
Yeah.
I think.
Why do you exfoliate your entire body?
To make your skin glow. I think that Kate's just trying to get in there and shave Anna's pussy.
But she doesn't mention that part.
I think it's implied in her intrusive help.
Okay, she shows me that, oh, this is what men expect these days, which is funny if she is shaving the puss. Oh, this is what men expect. I need to do this.
Yeah,
I gotta get in there, Anna.
About, this is what men expect.
Please.
You gotta do it. I hate that.
Anna, come on. Anna, guys, I need this. I just, let me see it.
Oh, that also like caught my attention because I was like, isn't that kind of like always what the perception has been? Like, it's not good. But like, isn't that all? Like, you're just supposed to be very clean.
Supposedly.
I don't know. I don't care. I think that's just a general, like, I want a girl to have nice hair. So yeah, but it's more contemporary. The last part of this section, she says that she can't put her finger on it, why he's so stiff and formal. But I promised to text her when I arrive in Seattle. I haven't told her about the helicopter. She'd freak. Anna is not really treating Kate as a good friend, if you ask me.
I agree.
Kate buffs and shaves her. Lets her borrow her clothes, maybe like, the fuck jacket. And then Anna does this like big lie of omission with the helicopter thing. Like, oh, maybe she deserves to be with like shitty Christian. She lies all the time and she's like...
She didn't text her.
Her shirt is green to symbolize her fucking jealous problem. It rubs me the wrong way.
Kate always manages to ensnare men. She's irresistible, beautiful, sexy, funny, forward. When I first read that, I read it as Kate always manages to ensnare me. And I had a vague glimmer of hope. But then I read it again. That's all for me.
Anything to say about Kate Chatad? Inner Goddess Watch.
Inner Goddess Watch 2013. Goddess is only mentioned once. Tonight's the night. After all this time, am I ready for this? My inner goddess glares at me, tapping her small foot impatiently. She's been ready for this for years, and she's ready for anything with Christian Grey. But I still don't understand what he sees in me. Mousy and a steel, blah blah blah.
It seems like she's less terrifying than last chapter, because last chapter she like had materialized. Woo! Just like out of nowhere.
She was doing a slow sensual samba last chapter.
Now she's just waiting. So I think that we can take the Goddess Watch. I've decided we should lower the threat level to Slate Grey. I don't care.
I propose that we split the difference and raise it to a Heather.
Okay, safe word time. Now it is. I said it 3 times before, but now I'm serious. Anna doesn't read the fucking no disclosure agreement, which is a binding contract, I assume, or else she wouldn't be signing it. And she signs it anyway. What does this agreement mean? It means you cannot disclose anything about us, anything to anyone. Aren't you even going to read it? No! He frowned. Anastasia, you should always read anything you sign, he admonishes me.
Christian, what you fail to understand is that I wouldn't talk to us about anyone anyway, even Kate. So it's immaterial whether I sign an agreement or not. If it means so much to you or your lawyer, who you obviously talked to, then fine, I'll sign.
And then he says, fair point well made, Miss Steele. What a fucking creep lord. She is playing right into his freaky hands and he loves every second of it. It works out in his favor that she did not read the agreement.
That depends what is actually in it. I'm assuming that it's not anything. It's true that it could say something else that she doesn't know about.
Imagine like she's in danger or something. Like, not that we would know since she didn't check, but if she gets in danger and she's not allowed to disclose like to the police what happened.
Is that how NDAs work, though?
I don't know.
Well, the problem is that like an NDA is usually for corporate stuff, so it's like trade secrets that you would like lose money on. So I don't like entirely understand how a contract like this could work between two citizens.
I mean, I'm fairly sure that this is strictly to protect his corporate image.
Corporations are people now.
True.
Plus, I was treating it more of like a Mephistopheles agreement. Like,
yeah,
it's not only the laws of the land, but the laws of space and time and of the cosmos.
So this just seems like an extra layer to basically strip people that he does this sort of stuff with of everything that they own, because like that's basically what would happen if they break the NDA. In addition to like basically he could claim that they're slandering or libeling them. Like, he could also just do whatever was in the NDA, like, whatever consequences come from breaking that.
So you're saying if she tells about, like, his kinky sex stuff, he can, like, take all her stuff and make her poor?
I mean, I don't know because we don't know what's in the contract, but I mean, he could sue her for libel, and also she broke an NDA. So like, it seems like an extra layer of like covering himself in a way that's basically meant to destroy people.
Wow.
I can see that this could be extremely problematic because let's say she's got a bruise from something, and Kate asks her, "Where's that bruise from?" And Anna would be like, nothing.
I fell down the stairs.
And I fell down the stairs. Like, and she couldn't tell Kate that, oh, it's from this totally healthy, quote unquote, relationship that I have with Christian. But people are gonna fucking worry about her. It's gonna be a weird
Wow,
thing.
guys, it's almost like it'll come up in the story or something.
I was gonna say, she doesn't really make a good point when she's trying to argue with Christian, and he's like, "Oh yeah, good point." I mean, obviously he's lying to her, but she doesn't make any point at all.
He just wants her to shut up and sign. Shut up and sign.
Also, he gives her really good advice, saying that you should read everything that you sign. That's really good advice.
Yeah.
And she chooses like to ignore it.
Nah.
I think that was like one of the few instances where he's like, probably, even though he still wants her to sign it, he's still basically being a decent person because he's like, you should read it.
I mean, he could have said you have to read it. That could have been part of the contract. Terry Doom. Do you want to give a safe word?
I have 2. He pulls up outside my duplex. I belatedly realize he's not asked me where I live, yet he knows. But then he sent the books. Of course he knows where I live. What able cell phone tracking helicopter owning stalker wouldn't? Why won't he kiss me again? I pout at the thought. I don't understand. It's like this fucking huge issue where he tracks your cell phone and he's a stalker. But why won't he kiss me again? Sigh. I don't know. It's just really creepy, and like she doesn't fucking understand that this creepy bullshit is happening right in front of her, and she's just like, gosh, why won't he? I wish he loved me.
Has there ever been anyone in the history of Earth that like responded positively to a stalker? Because that's what she's doing here.
Maybe someone just likes the attention.
Yeah, maybe that's why she doesn't like reject Jose out of principle immediately, which is really scary. I mean, because like, what's that saying about women?
Yep.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I'd never do anything I don't want to do, Christian. And as I say the words, I don't quite feel their conviction, because at this moment in time, I'd probably do anything for this man seated beside me.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I really don't like that either.
Yep. That's it for me.
Chap.
Oh, just a second. I want to type something. Oh no, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. No, okay. I just want you to.
The premeditated kissing thing, which we went over, weird and very creepy. Made me very uncomfortable when he said that. I was like,
Why specifically?
Why specifically? Because it's just like he starts his day out like, today I'm going to kiss Anastasia Steele, and then he goes about like how he's going to do it, and at the end point when they kiss, which may appear to be spontaneous to her, is just like, I've accomplished my goal. And that's Christian Grey's day. Because it's like, here's all the things I'm going to do to make her want to kiss me, or to like, give me the chance to kiss her. It's like, so I guess that like sort of stuff happens, but putting it that way is really fucked up. The compliant Kate stuff.
Yeah.
That really was weird. Because it makes it seem like, especially with all the way that Anna's reacting to like Christian, that truly dashing like men can make women all soft and compliant. It's really weird.
I hate that.
Especially considering how like supposedly, headstrong and assertive and self-reliant Kate is supposed to be.
You would think like a better narrative would be like if a man made you like not compliant but like challenge, question.
There could just be some sort of like mutual respect there or something.
Yeah, why can't the boy be compliant?
Yeah.
But that being said, it's a little unfair because we don't actually get any real characterization of the relationship, so it's just like a one-off line. But
Kinda
it's the way that Anna's putting it. The other thing is that it's the way that Anna's putting it that way, which doesn't speak well to how she views either Kate or like the world.
All this could just colored by Anna being a fucking freak.
Hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Now.
Favorite line, I know Trills didn't have.
Did I not?
You didn't have one.
My favorite line is all of them.
My 2 favorites were Later's Baby, which
Oh my god.
I've never heard anyone's Later's with an S.
Later, baby!
Maybe with a Z.
Later.
The other one was after he said, I want to show you my playroom. After like he said, I fuck hard. You can run for the hills. Let me show you my playroom. You want to play Xbox?
Yeah, play Xbox?
It was similar to my previous line where like everything just totally fucking goes over her head, and she's like, Charlie Tango, who's that?
You must,
ridiculous.
You have to be trying that hard to be that naive.
Chad, did you have a favorite line?
I really like the Xbox line. You want to play on your Xbox? It's just a really funny line. And then there's another one that's probably not really quite as funny, but when I read it, it struck me, which is, I point my chin at the piano, which just sounds very funny to me.
I like that. She's like pointing, she's just like kind of nodding at it, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, you play piano.
She's really gesturing, but she's not
like
pointing. Like, but yeah.
The one good thing about this chapter, I thought, was the helicopter sequence, because it helps characterize Christian as something other than rich and dumb. He has skills and hobbies now, which kind of, like, serve a story purpose. Amazing! And I like how, I mean, that's, like, the one point where I think the writing sort of shines. Like, if you edited out all of Anna's stuff about, like, I wanna lick his stomach, then
That's so gross.
it would just be him, like, he's talking in a microphone, it comes up in her ears, like, through the headphones, like she described all that. I think that's a lot better than just saying, like, they chatted in a helicopter. And, like, the bings and the boobs and the buttons and the lights in the helicopter at night. So that was a good thing that I thought was good.
This is another thing where I sort of relate to something even though it's totally ridiculous. He hasn't mentioned the outburst of passion that exploded in the elevator. Should we talk about it or pretend that it didn't happen? It hardly seems real. My first proper no-holds-barred kiss. As time ticks on, I assign it mythical Arthurian legend, lost city of Atlantis status. It never happened. It never existed. Perhaps I imagined it all. And I've done that before. With my first kiss, in fact. I wondered if maybe if that hadn't happened because it seems so unreal. But also, it was very late at night, I was sleep deprived, and also I was 15. So, maybe that's not something that a 21 or 2-year-old woman should be thinking.
Okay.
And the elevator thing, I like infinity mirror images, so I thought that was a pretty cool image to include. The end.
Chad, anything good?
I liked, no, never mind. What I was gonna say is dumb.
Say that.
But mine doesn't even make sense. What mine,
Say the thing.
I will say the thing. What I put under what was good was buff Anna, but I mean, obviously she was not actually buff.
Why? Oh, because she was being buffed.
Because she's buff.
Yeah.
No, but if she's being buffed, that's more like buff Kate, because Kate is buffing on her.
Yeah, but see, it's really like buff, open parentheses, ED, close parentheses, Anna. Buffed Anna.
Buff Anna.
And that's all I have.
Let's go to the spoiler dungeon.
Alright, let's be your question.
Does the inner goddess keep getting bigger until the horrible monster destroying cities, like the Statue of Liberty in Ghostbusters 2?
That actually reminds me most of Shadow of the Colossus's plot. Sorry, spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
But no, sorry. I wish that was true.
That would be a good motif to put throughout. But she just stays a little weird goddess inside her head.
Right, because she never fully realizes her sexual whatever.
After 5,000 years,
And my next
I'm
question is, are
finally
they going to eat
free.
dinner?
They are gonna eat dinner.
Oh, okay, good. It's like, it's 8 o'clock, they spent an hour flying to Seattle, and now they're gonna look in the room?
I thought you meant generally will they eat.
No, I mean tonight.
No. You know what? I think they do. I think, because something really funny happened with that. Which is that, yes, I'm gonna go find the line. So let me find you the line. Please. This is in chapter 7. He opens the refrigerator and pulls out a plate of different cheeses with 2 large bunches of green and red grapes. He set the plate down on the worktop and proceeds to cut up a French baguette. Not just any baguette, a French one. So yeah, they do have dinner.
Okay, good. Sort of. I don't know if I would qualify that as dinner. But, okay.
So your comment about the goddess thing, like growing into like being stuck in her head until she has some sort of sexual awakening. I just imagined like the goddess finally is released and it's just Rita Repulsa and she just exclaims like, after 10,000 years, I'm finally free.
After 10,000 years, I'm free!
And that's where Power Rangers comes from. There's an interesting dichotomy between Anna's subconscious, quote unquote, and the inner goddess.
Yeah,
So,
I was wondering about that too.
is there going to be some sort of major battle? Is this eventually going to come to a head in some way where the goddess and her subconscious will have to actually fight? And that will be the rest of the book. It will just be some sort of like Lynchian, like internal dream where Anna is like stuck in her own mind.
At one point, you're like, her subconscious sneers at her.
Yeah, that's what I
Her
wrote.
subconscious is very negative, and her inner goddess is like blossoming and dancing and waiting to fuck.
Yeah. And so her subconscious in that point is sneering at the fact that she wants to sleep with Christian Grey. And it's like her conscious is trying to shame her about like what she wants.
To answer your question, I do think there's definitely some kind of battle where like the subconscious says this, the inner goddess is dancing, the subconscious sneers at her. But it's never like, you know, the cool like no holds barred kaiju battling sort of
We're not
thing.
going to get some sort of like Terry Gilliam fantasy head fight.
Sorry. We're not.
None of my dreams will ever come true.
I'm sorry.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Doot, 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 doot.